Hello friends, Dr. Nels here, coming to you today with another few minutes to hopefully stretch your mind, grow you, and maybe in turn grow those around you. Like our content, share it. We'd love to have your help in spreading the word. But today we want to talk to you about simply the power of waving, or maybe even the power of simply smiling. And for me, it started when I was in veterinary college, and I go from Hays, where people waved a lot, to Manhattan, Kansas, and people didn't wave so much. And I grew up in a town of 450 people where everybody waved, and that was just the norm. That was the standard. It was very friendly. By the time I get to Manhattan, I realized people aren't waving. That was very odd to me, except for one kid. I drove by a bus stop with grade school kids every morning, and they would wait on the bus. And there would be, I don't know, 20 plus kids, 20 to 30 kids on the street corner. I drove by them every morning, headed to class for our first 7:30 class, and I would wave at them every morning. And I did this for an entire school year, and no one waved but one kid. And so over the course of the year, me and this young kid would wave at each other every morning. No other kid would wave, but that kid and I would wave. And I'll promise you, I brightened his day and he brightened my day. Now fast forward to about 2007 or 8, and a gentleman that I got to see every Monday morning named Glenn Mole, who later died in a plane crash. But before he got killed in a plane crash, he saw my parents one evening at a church fundraiser supper, and they sat with each other, and Glenn told my parents, he said, you know what I like most about Nels? And of course they said, no, what do you like most about Nels? And he told me, he said, what I like about Nels is I see Nels every Monday morning, and he walks into my office and he always has a smile on his face. And my parents told me that story, and I'm just a morning person. I'm a happy person in general. We pretty well demand that here, but at the time, this has been well over 10 plus years ago, I didn't truly know in my young, naive age what the power of a smile was, what the power of a wave was. Here was a gentleman, very successful. He just needed me to be a veterinarian. That's what he needed me to provide solutions from a veterinary perspective, and that's what I did. But that's not what was most important to him, as he explained to my parents. He loved the fact that I came in every Monday morning with a smile. And that helps change rooms, that helps change attitudes. And that was when I really grasped that concept. And so consequently, we push that here today. Matter of fact, I had a conversation with one of our newest members last week, and I told her, hey, we need you to have a smile. We need you to enjoy what you're doing. You're part of our mission. We're helping change lives through veterinary medicine. And man, we hope you're happy to be here. And when you're happy, you smile. And we need you to smile. But if you're not happy here, we want you to go someplace where you can be happy, so you can smile there. And I talked to her about being beautiful, and smiling makes anyone beautiful. And I've had this conversation with several people. I've had it with a young lady that's in junior high this summer about, hey, a smile on your face and what that means to others. And it just makes you automatically more beautiful. And if you're like me, when you have a face for radio, I need to smile because I am not that beautiful, but a smile helps. And I think it's something you all need to think about. You need to talk to your family about it. And as we were talking before this segment, Pastor Cale was sitting here talking about it, and I'll let him share a little bit of what he talked about with me before we started this.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I work in the church world, and we want people to feel at home when they're in our building. And so one of the ways we do that is we have people who greet people on the way in, and we constantly remind them, like, hey, remind your face that you love Jesus. Like,
yeah.
It's a simple thing, but sometimes you just have to have that reminder, like, hey, like, I'm part of something bigger, and smiling, it lets guards down, it's inviting, and we want to create that environment. And so we always try to welcome people and have a smile on our face and remind our faces that we love Jesus. So.
Yeah, I think it's a simple reminder, like you did that day. It's a simple reminder, and I don't think it's fake or synthetic or unauthentic or insincere, but it still has to be talked about, right? Agree?
Yeah.
I mean, we got to talk about it. We got to put focus on it, because sometimes we get in the grind and we're just moving forward, and we have to remind ourselves, oh, hey, there are people watching, and this isn't so bad. I'm happy. And what effect does that have on those around you every single day? And so for us and for you, how can you talk about that with your family? How can you talk about that with your child on, hey, a simple smile can change a room. And you can do that in math class. You can do that with a teacher that's having a bad day. You can do that at work. You can do that in many places. And if you show up enough with a smile on your face, before too long you'll have pillars of your community take notice and like that, want you to be a part of it. And it also simply becomes contagious. So how can you think about the smile on your face, the effect in the room, and creating something contagious bigger than you simply with a smile or a wave? We're glad you joined us today. Click here if you like this video, share with others, subscribe. We'd love to have you more, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.